Hello everyone, we are going to see one more important topic in cloud computing, that is nothing but data security. Data is a prime concern for any organization because data is what which should be kept secretly and should not be disclosed to anybody. It is confidential and it is very much required to secure the data. So, how data security is done in cloud environment we will go to see. So, it is a multifaceted concern which requires lot of attention and robust measures, so that confidentiality, integrity and availability of data is maintained. It should be confidential and data should be consistent and it should not be lost. So, it should be integral and as well it should be available as and when it is required with all the safety. So, there are key aspects how data is secured in cloud environment. There are key some features with which we secure data in the cloud. The first one is encryption will be done at the transit as well as when the data is at the stored location. So, for that encryption keys should be managed securely and strong encryption algorithm should be applied, so that data is safeguarded and protected and it is secure. So, one aspect is encryption. Next, identity and access management, through this also data can be secured and it will not fall into others' hands. So, implementing strict controls over who can access cloud resources and data is essential. So, whenever you are on cloud resources, who can see the resource set and who can access the resources, all those things on those we need to have strict controls. So, IAM solutions enable organization to manage user identities, what user is given what role and what identity, and control access permissions, which user can access, whether that user can read or write, what all privileges are provided, that can be done using control access permissions, and enforce multi-factor authentication. So, you will be given a mobile device also wherein you have to put a software. So, through device also protection is given. So, this way through this management identity and management access management solutions we can secure the data. Network security. So, means what, whenever you are on the net there might be a traffic or anybody can move or hack your net and access your data. So, cloud environment should be protected by robust network security, which include measures like we should have proper firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, who is entering the net and who is on the who is on your devices, those all detection systems should be handled, and virtual private networks are also given. So, network traffic within the cloud environment should be monitored and filtered to detect and prevent any malicious activity. Every one and the other person should not be allowed to move on your network or in a cloud environment. Everything should be managed and properly monitored, so that malicious activity does not happens. Next, data loss prevention is also required. DLP solutions help organizations prevent the unauthorized transmission or sharing of sensitive data. So, everybody will not be authorized to see the data or share the data. So, DLP policies can be configured to monitor and enforce rules regarding the handling of sensitive information such as credit card numbers and personally identifiable information or intellectual property. Any personal information should not be shared or any personal data should not be shared. So, for this DLP solutions are provided which will monitor and enforce rules which will handle your sensitive information and it will not be disclosed to anybody. Next, security compliance. We need to adhere to industry standards and compliance frameworks. So, cloud providers often adhere to that, and so they ensure that security and privacy of customer data is maintained. So, based on the area and based on the organizations, you have to comply with certain relevant regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA or PCI DSS, and implement additional security controls as necessary to meet their specific compliance requirements. So, these are certain regulations which are already given by the industry people. So these are the standards, we need not go into depth of that, but these all are should be when a cloud provider and organizations should be complying with, so that your data is secured. Security monitoring and logging. Continuous monitoring of cloud environments is essential for detecting and responding to security incidents in real time. So security information and event management solutions can aggregate and analyze logs. So there are certain solutions which are provided, so they will maintain all the logs, who is accessing the data, who is entering into your servers and all. So those can be maintained and monitored properly. So security is given to the data with this monitoring. Backup and disaster recovery is also critical for data protection. This means what, if data is lost, you will not get it back again. So again, always, so backup is to be maintained, and recovery disaster recovery should also, sometimes there might be a disaster because of which there is a possibility of losing the data, that is to be maintained. So regular backups of data stored in the cloud should be performed. Regular backups are required to ensure that data availability in the event of accidental deletion, corruption or security. So always backups are done, so that your data will not be lost. So if it is not present at your server, it will be present at some other server where backup is done. So accidental deletion is also possible. There might be some data, your server might get corrupted, or so at that time also there is a possibility of losing the data, or if somebody is hacking your server and taking out the data, at that time also, or changing the data, there is possible. So when we do regular backups, the data will be stored at some other location and it is always secure. Data will be available later on also. Security training and awareness. So employees should be educated about what all best practices are there for securing the data, and we should make them aware about potential threats, potential threats when some other human errors and vulnerabilities are happening. So this all education, employees should be educated with these threats, so that they should be aware that this may happen. So for that, security training programs should cover topics like phishing awareness, password hygiene, how password is to be maintained, to whom you should give password, to whom you should not give password, and all data handling practices specific to the cloud environment. So all those awareness should be given to the employees to secure our data. Thank you.